with our members of parliament. Last year, we had a similar retreat, but it was just for the executive. But we later had an engagement with different committees. So welcome to this very important occasion. And going into the future, we are going to have at least every year a meeting like this. And so that we can together look at where we are, where we need to go, and how we get there. I must say from the beginning that I am a very proud leader of this team. The last 1 year has seen us do very many things, and it has not happened because of myself and my deputy, or with the ministers alone, or with the members of parliament alone. We've done this together. And I want to appreciate the input, the contribution of each and every one of us to the place where we are today. I want to remind you, friends, that we have a historic opportunity to change our country. Many of you may not appreciate, because some of us are first-timers and others do not have as much experience. I am among now the oldest people around here in terms of being around politics and leadership. I want to tell you from where I sit, we have a moment in history to unlock the potential that Kenya has always had and to take this country to the next level. I want to urge you that let us not waste this moment. It is a moment when we have a manifesto that I believe, if implemented and when implemented, it can transform Kenya. We have the numbers, both in the Senate and in the National Assembly, to assist us to change Kenya. I want to urge you, I know there is always a temptation to do what politicians do, and that is to focus at the next election. I want to urge you, let's do what leaders would do. Let's focus at the transformation of our country, and let us focus at what contribution we can make to change the destiny of our country by focusing on the next generation. We are where we are today as a country because we have always made politically correct, convenient decisions. And the transformation of a country requires men and women who have the mettle to confront situations and to look at what is right, not what is popular or what is convenient. I promised you that I will lead from the front. And I will. lead from the front so that we can change Kenya. When I said I am a man on a mission, I meant it. We have to change Kenya. We have to change Kenya. And if you had any doubt that Kenya is going to change, I want to tell you that you just need to be patient and watch this space. Kenya is going to change. I am very confident. I know sometimes some of us get discouraged, some of us get anxious, some of us panic because of exigencies of moments. I want to tell you that we are going to take Kenya to where we've always wanted Kenya to be. Many people across the globe believe in Kenya. We must not be the ones who do not believe in our country. There are many people who have confidence in Kenya. I have been to many fora where Kenya is held in very high esteem. We must not be the ones to undermine our own country. So let me persuade you, leaders, that we need to hem in, to forge together, to think about how we can succeed together. When we fashioned our manifesto, we were very clear about where we wanted to take Kenya. We were very clear about how to deliver on jobs. We were very clear on how we wanted to deliver on health. We were very clear on how we wanted to deliver on food security. And we went out to the people, and the people gave us the mandate against a very difficult political terrain. We must not let them down. We must stay focused and deliver on this commitment. Let me just tell you a couple of things, because this meeting is a meeting that is a continuation of the PG we had. So I don't want to prolong what I have to say. I also want to listen to what others have to say. And it is good that today we also have our CSS and PSS so that we can have a convergence of thinking. We will need to collectively, and I like what Ishunga said, there is no other government in parliament. It is our members of parliament. You are the government. So don't stop pointing at some government. There is no other government. You are the government. Yes, you are the government. So don't imagine that there is another government, I don't know where. We all went to the elections. We campaigned on the same podium. You heard me talk about housing. You heard me talk about universal health coverage. When it comes to implementation, sasa watu wanaanza sijui sasa unajua hii kitu imekaa sijui namna gani. Sasa mlikuwa mnafikiri hii kitu itafanyika namna gani? This is how it's going to happen. When the rubber meets the road, don't start kusema ilikuwa ikaenda ikarudi. Hapana. We stay the course. Let me just point to you some of the things that I think we should be coming as we progress. We brought proposals on many of the aspects that would go to implementing our plan. And I want to appreciate that Parliament has been instrumental in making sure that the proposals that have come from the executive, from the ministers and principal secretaries, as they tailor the programs that are necessary for us to implement the plan and proposing budgets for it, Parliament have done their bit, making sure that there are resources that are allocated for us to be able to implement the plan. One of the big successes that we have had is on matters food security. I think it is a big issue. We had a situation where we had a crisis, and the crisis was not limited to Kenya. The crisis was global because of what happened with conflicts around the globe, because of matters of climate change, because of the drought. We had a very we had a crisis in our hands. By God's grace, we got rain. We had a good plan. You people allocated money for fertilizer. The Ministry of Agriculture and all the other agencies helped in making sure that that fertilizer got where we wanted. And I can report to you that today we have a better harvest than we have ever had in the last 5 years. And we have today also upped our plan for next year to increase fertilizer that is available. I want to ask all of us here as leaders to look out, you as members of Parliament, look out, make sure that you work with the ministry to make sure that your constituents, your regions, your areas have access to subsidized fertilizer. We have standardized the cost of fertilizer as 2,500 for all fertilizers. Speak to Mithika Linturi, speak to his peers, speak to the cereals people, speak to all those, and make sure that they do what they must, coordinate with them so that you can get the right farm inputs in your areas. We are proposing to expand the coffee cherry fund. Again, in the supplementary estimates, we will be coming to Parliament to ask for some allocations. We are working with Treasury on how that can be facilitated, because coffee has had a very difficult time with the cartels and all the other characters in there. But I think it is taking a turn in the right direction. So we will be working with you to make sure that we settle that. Same thing to do with the tea and all the legislations that are on the pipeline, and also in the sugar sector. We have just disbursed the first 1.7 billion in the sugar sector. We are working on the reforms in that sector, and hopefully in a couple of months we will be able to have a new space for our sugar industry to flourish again. Also, as you have heard me commit, we are working with KCC. We will be coming to Parliament for another allocation of maybe about 1 billion shillings, just to make sure that our milk producers are paid on time. We have made a decision together with the stakeholders. I had a long meeting with them in Nakuru. The milk processors, we have agreed that from 1st of March, we are going to pay milk farmers 50 shillings per liter. And we have also said that it will be paid on time. We are also working so that from the 1st of July, like happens elsewhere in the world, that farmers are paid every 15 days. Because those farmers who are doing commercial dairy deploy a lot of capital. So they need money regularly. So we are working with the industry so that we can deal with that. We are also working with development partners to enhance the capacity of our processors so that we can restructure our milk delivery so that we concentrate on two areas. We concentrate on supplying the lower market, and we have a big opportunity for export. It is a very positive thing that actually our milk products, the premium milk products, have markets globally, including in the US. So we have an opportunity to reconfigure that space, and we are working with the milk processors in that corner. We also will be coming to Parliament to ask you to, because we are working with some development partners, to see how we can resource the Agricultural Finance Corporation to give it more leverage to be able to support our farmers with affordable credit. I want to congratulate all of us that we have now the 4 pieces of legislation to underpin our universal health coverage. Congratulations to everybody. I know the ministry and the committee in Parliament and Parliament itself, you have done a phenomenal job, and I very sincerely appreciate. We are now working on the regulations, and we want to see whether we can conclude this. I don't know, Susan. I don't know if Susan is here. Okay. When do you think the regulations will be done, Bwana PS? When do you intend to table them in Parliament? So within 15 days or 10 days? 10 days. So the committee, the chair of the committee, health committee in Parliament, I don't know, Mr. Daktari Bukose and my good brother there, Pato. So please coordinate.